Hi, this is Erin from Blossy Bee. Welcome to my channel. The plan for today's video is to create some beautifully unique pendants. And to do that, I'm going to use gold toned open bezels with some shell pieces and little micro beads. So I've got everything laid out on the table here. These are the open bezels that I'm planning on using. I've got 3 heart-shaped bezels and 3 circular-shaped bezels. They're all a gold tone. I'm using these little micro beads. They're really just tiny, tiny little balls. And then I'm using 3 different types of shell flakes or chips. And then I'm going to adhere the open bezels to this resin tape, and this will give me a backing so I can actually pour in the resin and pop in the embellishments quite easily. These bezels are really good from the point of view that the little circular piece at the top, I'm sure it has a name, doesn't protrude or anything, so they all sit beautifully flat. So I'm turning them over and just pressing down again, making sure that they are all quite sealed. Now, I have prepared my resin, which is just the River Art resin 2:1 epoxy that I've used before, off screen, and I was wearing all my PPE, but I took that off because I wasn't planning on touching the resin, getting close to it, and I know I'm a little bit concerned about how I'm going to get the little pieces into each of the open bezels, and I'm thinking if I'm going to be using my fingers or tweezers, that would be easier without gloves. So the first one I'm making is this heart on the left, and I've decided to use these beautifully coloured shell pieces. I wish I knew the name of the type of shell, but I don't. They sort of give a really bright, almost purple opal effect. Just gorgeous. So the first few pieces I just laid in any I found, and then I'm being a little bit more particular, especially with ones that I'm trying to fill in the edges. And as I said, I'm not wearing gloves for this. I think I should have in hindsight, but at the time, that's what I thought I'd try and do. So these ones are much thinner slices, and what I found is that if you need to, you can actually break or shatter these so that you get a combination of larger pieces, but also the tiny little pieces that you can use to fill in any around edges, etc. Now these shell pieces I've had for quite some time in my crafting stash. I'm guessing I got them online from probably Amazon or maybe AliExpress back in the day, and they would have been in the nail art section of the sites. They are often found there. And then this last one is a really pale, beautiful, almost like a mother of pearl, just very creamy and rich colour. And I'm doing exactly the same with this one, where I break it down into smaller pieces as needed, and just sort of gently placing the pieces there. I haven't pushed them down into the resin really at all. I'm just sitting them in, and as I'm working, some of them are sinking down a little bit, and I will go through shortly and just make sure that they are all covered in resin. So now I'm moving on to the little micro beads. I'm using gold, green and purple, and I've never used these in resin before. And my takeaway from this is that they are very light and they basically just sit where you put them. They don't really move or do anything too dynamic. And yeah, they give an interesting effect. Not sure that I'm in love with them to use them over and over again. I have used them in earrings before and they've sold really well. People have loved them, but in these pendants, for some reason, I just either tried to be too gentle or too heavy-handed with them. I didn't quite get it right. But anyway, so after I've done that, I go through and just try and move the resin around a little bit and get the beads covered. And I'm very careful to not splash or have any resin go over the edges of the bezels as well, because I want to keep them quite crisp, that metal edge. I was very pleased that none of these pendants leaked at all. I didn't have any problems with the resin tape. I know that some people are having problems with this particular type of tape, but in this instance it worked out quite well for me. So now with the shell ones, I'm just really gently pushing on them a little bit just to make sure that each of the pieces gets covered in resin. And I'm hoping that if there is any air underneath the pieces, that can just sort of gently come out. So I know what I'm thinking here. I'm looking at those 3 micro bead ones and I'm just not loving it. So here I'm going to go in and use Just Resin's, I think it's called Midas Dust Gold, which is a very, very fine dust, highly sort of pigmented and pearlized. And I'm popping a little bit over that just to see what would happen. And initially it just sort of sat on the surface and I didn't love that effect. So I'm going to go ahead now and pop in a little bit of resin that I've mixed up with that pixie dust inside of it into the next one, just to see if I get a different or better effect. Because always part of my enjoyment from working with resin is experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't, and wondering what will happen if I do this and that. So now I'm just using a toothpick and some 99% isopropyl alcohol to see if I can activate that gold toned pigment with resin to make it sort of dance a bit and spread out, and it did work, definitely. So that was a great little tip, I think, that I took away from a previous video where I made alcohol ink appearing resin pieces without using alcohol inks, just by using alcohol and normal pigments. So I was quite happy with the effect of this one. And you'll notice that I've got 2 pieces there that I've filled up with the leftover gold tinted resin, my ever faithful mousse and the little bear. Okay, so these have now cured and they look fantastic from both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and remove them from the resin tape. They do come away quite easily. So these are the purple balls, and yeah, they in real life they look really very pretty, very shiny. This is the one that had the green little micro beads in it, and that I popped a bit of that gold resin and used some alcohol inks to sort of see if they would fan out a little bit. And these are the gold coloured beads, which I added some of that gold mica pixie dust to. Sorry, not mica. And now these are the 3 shell ones. I'm very happy with how they turned out. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't do them justice. They are beautifully shiny, almost translucent pieces of shell in there. This one's got a slightly sort of a more a baby blue tone. Just gorgeous. Looking at the light reflecting off them there. And this is my undeniable favourite, this heart with the purpley coloured pieces. I just think it's so pretty. It's kind of the clothes colours I like wearing too. So the next step is to just check them to see if I need to add anything to them, and I'm thinking about whether I'm backing them in a colour or not. But I do decide at this point to go ahead and just use a clear resin, and I wanted them to be super pretty front and back just by adding that clear resin. So I go ahead and do that very gently, drizzling over a little bit and giving them a slight dome. I have got my heat mat on here. This is my Astoyo heating mat. In Tasmania, it is pretty much the middle of winter, and some of the temperatures in my workspace have been, 8, 9, 10 degrees Celsius. So I am trying very hard to look after my pieces, and using a heating mat at this time seems the most sensible option. So I'm just being very gentle, moving the resin to the edge but not over the edge of the bezels. And I must say they're just looking so pretty now. They actually were gorgeous beforehand, but this will give them just a little bit of extra coating and a bit of extra shine. And also, particularly on this last one, it will lift the resin up to the height of the bezel. So after cleaning those up, I will pop on my Astoyo heating mat cover and let those sit to cure. After they've cured, I go ahead and add some gold tone chain to each of them, and I'm very happy with how they look. They're so pretty. Each one is so unique and so different to the next, and I think that the fact that they are quite translucent gives them a very delicate sort of an effect. They reflect so beautifully in the sunlight as well. So I'm just going through showing you here the front and back of each of them. That one's definitely my favourite. Just the pinks and purples are so pretty together. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I always appreciate every like, every comment and every new subscriber I receive. Thank you. I'm going to show you now just some video and photos of the final product. I've really enjoyed making these, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.